It's me, Mark Watson, in the West End, moments before performing my West End show at the Ambassadors Theatre in London. I'm wearing a jumper supplied by a member of staff at the Ambassadors Theatre. No, Ruby Wax is on for the majority of the run, but I've taken one night off her. She doesn't know yet. I'm going to punch her in the face when she arrives. No, I'm not going to do that actually. She's sort of a hero. Anyway, so this is a very special edition of Yes, How Can I Help? We're in London, the heart of London's theatre land, and despite all the hype around the show, we're opposite the actual mousetrap. You know when you get the mousetrap. So you can imagine the occasion could get to a sort of a lesser person, and they might even neglect their duties as supplier of information on all subjects. But that is exactly what I do, as you know. Not the neglect, but the supply. I am a person whose job it is, and more than job, whose duty, whose labour of love it is to answer questions on all subjects, having learned everything that there is to know in the world. As always, we're going to put 10 minutes on the... Yes, there he goes. Alex has to deal with a lot. Several people commented on how stressful it was to watch us getting on a bus. Someone said that bit when Alex was on the stairs, please never do anything like that again. But,
well, we've got stairs in there.
On the flip, for a start, there are stairs coming up in here. This is classic old Victorian theatre. There's stairs, all right. If you don't like Alex being on stairs, I would stop now. But keep it running so that we get the YouTube stats.
At least like leave it to the end. Come back.
But just don't watch it. But, we'd like the acknowledgement that you were there. But also, other people have suggested we could do it, for example, in a pedalo or on other modes of transport. So, for everyone that would like to see Yes, How Can I Help become less stressful, there's at least one person suggesting that we ramp up the stress. For now, plenty of stress in the whole West End setting, even before I begin answering your questions, which I will do now. Hi Mark, how were the words chosen for the NATO phonetic alphabet? Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc. Why is it not more fun words like armadillo, banana, caterpillar, and so on? I appreciate your assistance in this matter. You might remember someone finished a question like that. Oh, there's a real sort of bendy thing. I could have imagined you impaled on that, Alex.
Don't imagine it too much.
You know, I wouldn't like to see it happen. It's always a possibility. The answer is that at the time the NATO phonetic alphabet was devised, fun was illegal worldwide because it was costing too much money, and it was seen as... there have been periods in human history where fun was banned, as you're probably aware, theatres, cinemas and so on. In fact, for more than 50 years there was no fun at all in the world. And then someone does a sneaky Morris dance. Mind out, there's more steps. So we're doing it now, we can't go now. Actually.
We can't go in there.
So we'll just sort of keep moving, I suppose. So yes, the answer is the phonetic alphabet.
I just went in there. They locked me out.
Sometimes, Alex, you go in places, but then another time you can't go in a place. You can't always go in a place. That's one thing we've learned. So yes, the phonetic alphabet basically is a legacy of a less fun epoch in human history. Do you think it's possible to introduce Chesney Hawkes without also using the phrase, the one and only? And do you think he has made peace with this? I appreciate your assistance in this matter. Thanks to everyone who has finished their questions with that phrase as requested, and thank you also to the many people who have described their sandwiches, which I also requested during the last episode. I think a way you could get round it, if you were worried that Chesney Hawkes was worried about being caricatured as a sort of one-trick pony, would be, for a start, Chesney's a very unusual name. So I think if you... hello. That's me, and don't worry about it. Maybe it's quite a big theatre. Yeah, it's sort of quite prestigious, isn't it? Don't worry about it. Shut up. Shut up. Doors, Alex. Those could be locked as well. No, they're fine. Chesney is quite an unusual name.
Copyright.
We're not allowed. You're not allowed to hear any music. Not allowed to hear any music.
Blah, 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 blah. Thank you.
So I think if you introduced him and just said, this is my friend, Chesney, especially if you said it meaningfully, and especially if you muttered early 90s pop sensation, then you wouldn't actually have to say the phrase, the one and only. In terms of whether Chesney Hawkes has made peace with lads, and that's exactly what we forecast, a bit of nerves on the stairs. Nerves on the stairs! N-O-T-S, nerves on the stairs. In terms of whether Chesney Hawkes is fine with it or not, I know someone who saw him at a student ball, and he played the one and only, his famous hit, twice, once at the start and once at the end. If you were trying to get away from the song, I don't think you'd do that. So I think Chesney Hawkes probably is fine with the idea that he had one fluky hit And that's it. It's more hits than a lot of people have, isn't it? I've noticed that my friends who like horror movies are never scared by them. Do you think people who watch a lot of horror movies become desensitized to frightening situations, or are people with low susceptibility to being scared drawn to horror movies? Good question, a chicken and egg question. It's hard to say. I think it's probably a bit of both. I think there's a particular type of person who relishes things like jump scares because inexplicably they don't find actual life scary enough, which it absolutely is. But I also think if you watch enough horror films, you become a monster! And that was a jump scare of my own, you see. How are we doing, Alex, time-wise?
6:23.
Oh, really good. Well over halfway to go.
We've kind of run out of theatre.
We have run out of theatre, so we'll simply go across the stage. Pause. This is what I mean about sandwich reporting. Well, we could go backstage into the. Shall we? Oh. This is the darkest, by the way, it's ever been during Yes, How Can I Help?
We could go backstage. I'm not sure where it goes.
Well, I tell you what, we won't find out with that attitude. Except we will find out with that attitude. No one's ever sure where anything goes until they go there, Alex. See yourself as a modern-day Ferdinand Magellan. Or Marco Polo, I suppose, is a better reference. Well, we're in sort of narrow corridors. Paused. Paused. We will go up after this one because paused and made a Paused and made a cheese and pickle sandwich. What is quantum entanglement? So there, a sandwich report, and then quite a demanding question. As I understand it, quantum entanglement describes the way that it's where you can't describe the position of an electron or whatever, a particle, a tiny little quantum friend, without also having to cite the locations of other ones, because it's impossible to say at which point one begins and one's end, because quantum is all, isn't it? The thing with quantum is that you never, when you measure the position of a particle or whatever it is, it's by measuring it, there's uncertainty, basically. So I think quantum entanglement is basically, are you there, or there, or there? I don't know. And where's your friend? Uh-oh. And that's, I'm paraphrasing.
I'll take the stairs. Oh, you want to take the stairs?
Oh yeah, I'll take the stairs, don't you worry about it.
Alright.
So sometimes you deserve to walk forwards in life, Alex. Not often, but sometimes.
Horrible.
Our fitted sheets made an inch too small for the bed.
Look at the horror.
Our fitted sheets. Well, it's not easy this, but we don't do it because it's easy. Our fitted sheets always make an inch too small for the bed to slowly ruin everyone's day in a subtle way, or nah. Yes, the people who make bed sheets and duvets hate you, and every time you're struggling to fit a sheet or get a duvet cover over a duvet, they're watching you on CCTV, which is installed in everybody's bedroom, certainly in this country, and laughing at you. And of course that also means they can watch you doing bang.
Oh.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Thank you for the series, very good so far. We'll just keep going up, I suppose. I have a question and would appreciate your assistance in this matter. Which act in a 3-act structure is the best act, generally speaking? Thanks again. They even put thanks again. People are so appreciative. Well, as someone who's tried to write novels and has written novels with basically a 3-act structure, I would say first act, absolutely lovely. You just come up with stuff. Whoa, here's a character. Here's what you're up to. Second act, some problemos because you're like, oh, hang on, I have to work that out now. Third act, fucking nightmare because the decisions you've already made have screwed you, so you have to start again. And I think in general more people are disappointed with the third acts of films and plays and so on than with the first or second, because it's the third act where you're getting your payoffs, isn't it, really? If the final third of a piece of work doesn't satisfy you, then you're likely to be disappointed with the whole, even if you preferred it until then. That's why it's so challenging to get the ending right in any piece of art. How are we doing, please, Alex?
3 minutes.
Why is it so easy to listen to you, Mark Watson, rambling on about a load of shite? Well, why indeed? I don't know, but I do seem to have got away with offering that as my main contribution to society for about 20 years now. So all I can say is I really appreciate you listening to me rambling on quite a load of shite, and I hope that people will continue to listen to that, at least for some time to come. Back out we go, and it is very warm in there actually.
Yeah, God, boiling.
In snooker, why aren't the green and brown balls the other way round? Yes, it is odd. The snooker table, the balls go 7, 6, 5, but then weirdly the 3 and the 2 are the wrong way round. I think it's because it's just a bit silly, and the people that were inventing snooker were already like, well, this is mad. These rules are complicated. Why don't we also have something that's just like out and out silly? Sometimes you can explain what seem odd quirks in the design of things by just the people who made it going, that'd be silly. Look. Oh, hang on. I've closed I've done something wrong. When a stranger tries to talk to you while you're both standing at the urinals, is it rude to ignore them? Or nah? It's fine. It's a strange decision to bring up to begin the conversation with a stranger at a urinal. It has happened to me several times though. As in, I've been on the receiving end of it.
Do they do it knowing you?
Well, it's the trouble. Once people know you, even a little bit, that sort of. If someone thinks, oh, there's Mark Watson having a wee, then it's not a big step to think, maybe I'll ask him about Taskmaster. But no, and I don't consider it that rude, but I think it is not rude to ignore them. But it also feels weird to ignore anyone. So what I would probably normally do in that situation is just say, wee time now, see you in 3. Well, it doesn't take 3, does it? 30 seconds will do it.
Final minute, we're going to get to the stage.
If the moon was made of spare ribs, big if, would you eat it or nah? No, regardless of what the foodstuff the moon was made out of, I would not eat it because...
You want to take a bite?
I might have I don't know. I just feel like I know that the moon is very important with tides and things and with the overall ecosystem of our
but what's
planet.
one bite?
Alex, get behind me, Satan. Alex is a tempter. No, I would leave the moon unmolested, even were it made of ribs or something else, sometimes considered tasty. Very quickly then, why aren't there mini bears, like mini pigs? Not saying there should be, there shouldn't be. But why though? I think it's because there's just only one size of bear you can have. In the same way that there's some things just when they're making bears, they just only have one mould. With pigs, for whatever reason, probably because you can have stuff like Percy Pig. Oh, you get jelly bears, don't you? No, I don't know why, but it is a fact that the bear factory only operates on one. Actually, there's a thing called the bear factory, isn't there? Anyway, whereas pigs, yeah. People don't know, but there are actually 40 sizes of pig. We're running out of time, of course. Oh, hang on. How should you deal with oily skin? Should you spend loads of time doing research and buying all the options or potions, or nah, and just resign yourself to the fate of a hurty face and being known as the oiliest boy this side of Derby? I think, it depends how oily we're talking. Like, are people sort of slipping and sliding when they get anywhere near you? I think your oily skin problem is less of an issue than you think it is. So I would just crack on. Very quickly then. Oh, that's time.
That's time.
Well, fair enough. As always, some businesses left undone. Some loose ends remain loose, but I hope that that's been of some use to some people, or at least it's been the spectacle of me rambling on about a load of shites has been some sort of useful. It's a time passer, isn't it? It's 10 minutes of your life that you hopefully.
You spend
enjoy.
5 minutes at the top rambling. It's more like 15.
I suppose it is, yeah, but I don't know. I think people probably fast forward through the first bit. Who knows? We don't know. We do have some stats, however, and those stats show that people are still, I hate to use the phrase again, interacting with the content. Please do keep doing that. Please put your questions for the next episode in that we have already got some sloshing around, I suppose is the phrase. I didn't mention Mayo this week, but I'm not a guy that just has a series of buttons that he presses. I am a guy that will continue to enjoy making, yes, how can I help, for your free consumption. Thank you very much for watching. I'm now going to perform, like it or not, a theatre show.